Wait, Suzuki just nailed it. 2026 Boulevard C50T shock reveal. If you thought midsize cruisers were fading into the background, think again, because the 2026 Suzuki Boulevard C50T just roared back into the spotlight and reminded everyone why simple, torque-rich V-twin motorcycles still matter. At a time when manufacturers are obsessed with screens, rider modes, and spaceship dashboards, Suzuki quietly doubles down on what cruiser riders actually love: chrome, rumble, comfort, and reliability. And here's the shocker. This bike doesn't try to compete with heavyweight touring monsters. It doesn't need to. It's aiming straight at the rider who wants timeless American-style cruising without heavyweight intimidation. The C50T isn't trying to be the loudest in the room. It's proving that balance beats excess every single time. At first glance, the 2026 C50T looks like it rolled straight out of a classic cruiser dream. Deep, valenced fenders. Thick, gleaming chrome. Wire-style wheels. Studded touring seat and passenger backrest. Hard-mounted windshield. Leather-look saddlebags. It doesn't chase aggressive modern angles or sharp LED eyebrows. It embraces nostalgia unapologetically, and that's exactly why it stands out in 2026. While others redesign every season to chase trends, the Boulevard C50T keeps that unmistakable silhouette that riders instantly recognize. It's the kind of bike that makes strangers ask, "What year is that?" And when you say 2026, they look twice. Underneath that classic skin sits Suzuki's proven 805cc liquid-cooled V-twin engine, and here's where things get interesting. In a world obsessed with horsepower numbers, this motor focuses on usable torque. Twist the throttle and you feel immediate low-end pull. Not frantic, not overwhelming, just smooth and steady momentum. It's the kind of power delivery that feels friendly to newer riders, but satisfying enough for veterans. Around town, it glides between traffic lights with relaxed authority. On open back roads, it settles into a rhythm that feels almost therapeutic. The C50T doesn't scream for attention, it hums confidently beneath you. What makes this engine so compelling in 2026 is its refinement. Suzuki has quietly fine-tuned throttle response and fuel delivery, making acceleration smoother than ever. There's less vibration at cruising speeds, and the transition from low RPM torque to mid-range pull feels seamless. It's not about raw speed, it's about the sensation of effortless movement. You don't have to fight this motorcycle, it works with you. And that's something many high-strung modern machines forget. Now let's talk comfort. Because the T in C50T stands for touring, and it means business. The factory windshield isn't a cosmetic add-on. It's shaped to genuinely reduce wind fatigue on longer rides. The wide, deeply cushioned seat supports your hips for hours at a time. Floorboards allow you to stretch your legs into a relaxed position. Add in the passenger backrest, and suddenly this mid-size cruiser feels ready for weekend road trips without needing thousands in aftermarket upgrades. For riders who want out-of-the-box touring capability without stepping into heavyweight territory, this is where the C50T quietly wins. The saddlebags are another highlight. They're not oversized touring trunks, but they offer practical, usable storage for real-world riding. A rain jacket, gloves, small toolkit, water bottle, they all fit comfortably. Suzuki understands that many riders want light touring practicality without committing to a 900-pound luxury machine. The C50T strikes that balance beautifully. It's enough storage to escape for a couple of days, but not so much bulk that the bike feels overwhelming in daily riding. Handling is where skeptics might expect compromise, but the 2026 Boulevard C50T surprises again. Thanks to its manageable weight and well-balanced chassis, low-speed maneuvering feels controlled and predictable. U-turns in parking lots don't feel terrifying. City riding doesn't feel like wrestling a heavyweight. On open roads, the bike tracks smoothly and confidently. It's not a sport cruiser, but it doesn't wallow either. The suspension absorbs bumps with a comfortable, forgiving character that fits its relaxed personality perfectly. Braking performance remains reassuring and straightforward. Strong, progressive stopping power gives confidence without drama. Suzuki hasn't overcomplicated the system, it simply works. That's part of the C50T's charm. In an era where motorcycles often overwhelm riders with menus and modes, the Boulevard sticks to mechanical honesty. Twist the throttle, shift gears, enjoy the ride, no distractions. Visually, the chrome detailing and paint finishes on the 2026 model feel more refined than ever. The tank badge, the exhaust sweep, the clean engine lines, they all reflect Suzuki's dedication to traditional cruiser aesthetics. It doesn't look cheap, it doesn't look rushed. It looks intentional. Park it beside larger, more expensive touring bikes, and it holds its own with quiet confidence. Another underrated strength of the C50T is approachability. This isn't a motorcycle that intimidates. The seat height is manageable, the controls are predictable, and the engine character is forgiving. For riders stepping up from smaller displacement bikes or returning to motorcycling after years away, the C50T feels welcoming. It offers classic cruiser presence without the fear factor of massive displacement machines. And yet, for experienced riders, it still delivers satisfaction. There's something deeply enjoyable about riding a bike that isn't trying to prove anything. The C50T feels authentic. It doesn't chase horsepower wars or tech battles. It focuses on delivering a dependable, stylish, comfortable cruising experience at a price point that makes sense. Fuel efficiency is another hidden advantage. The 805cc engine balances performance with practicality, allowing longer stretches between fill-ups compared to larger displacement cruisers. For riders who rack up miles, that matters. Less time at gas stations means more time enjoying open highways. Maintenance and reliability are where Suzuki's reputation truly shines. The Boulevard lineup has long been known for durability, and the 2026 C50T continues that legacy. Owners appreciate straightforward engineering and long-term dependability. It's the kind of bike you can own for years without constant mechanical drama. The sound of the V-twin is subtle but satisfying. It's not thunderous stock, but it carries a deep, pleasant rumble that matches its classic personality. Crack the throttle at a stoplight, and you're reminded that this is still a real cruiser, not a watered-down imitation. On longer highway stretches, the windshield and riding position combine to create a calm, steady ride. The engine settles into a relaxed cruising RPM, and wind fatigue is significantly reduced. It's not a luxury touring couch, but it doesn't pretend to be. It's a middleweight cruiser that punches above its weight in comfort.